Muffed is on. A season that fell short. We'll break down why. This is the Raiders 2025 season in review. Muffed! The Las Vegas Raiders finished 2025 at 3-14, missed the playoffs for a fourth straight year, and closed the Pete Carroll era as a one-and-done teardown. This was supposed to be the stability reset Carroll new general manager John Spytek, Geno Smith brought in to settle the quarterback room, and the 6th overall pick spent on Ashton Jeanty to anchor the run game. Instead, Las Vegas opened with a road win over the Patriots, found a brief pulse with a Week 6 home win over the Titans, then lost 11 straight before salvaging the finale against the Chiefs. The defining flatline, a Week 9 home overtime loss to the Jaguars, sealed by a batted 2-point try that effectively ended any wildcard pulse, the damage when the dust settled, the franchise's worst winning percentage since 2006, and the fewest points scored in the entire NFL. The Raiders got muffed, top to bottom. The gap between the two sides of the ball is the whole story. Las Vegas averaged about 14 points scored and 22.5 allowed, a negative differential that never closed. The offense finished with a total expected points added of roughly minus 203 between pass and run, 9th percentile passing, 3rd percentile running. They converted 34% of third downs, scored touchdowns on just 15% of red zone trips, and posted 22 offensive turnovers against only 16 takeaways on defense. This wasn't boom or bust, it was a steady, grinding floor. Outside the Week 3 shootout in Washington and the Week 9 jailbreak against Jacksonville, the Raiders cracked 21 points exactly twice. Consistent futility, not volatility. Now let's talk about the passing offense, because this is where the season came apart. Las Vegas threw for 195 yards a game with a total passing expected points added of minus 108, and the number that tells you everything, 64 sacks allowed. Geno Smith took 55 himself and led the league in both sacks taken and interceptions despite missing 2 games, 3,025 yards, 19 touchdowns, 17 picks, completion percentage over expected of just plus 1.3. The offensive line, coached by Carroll's son Brennan, never solidified. Time to throw of 2.7 seconds against a 24% pressure rate means the protection broke down on roughly 1 in 4 dropbacks, a passing game that constantly traded short conversions for catastrophic turnovers. The lone bright spot, Brock Bowers in 12 games, 64 catches, 680 yards, 7 touchdowns, plus 23 in receiving expected points added, and he missed 5 games. Now let's dig into the rushing offense where the headliner produced and the unit still got muffed. Ashton Jeanty ran for 975 yards and 5 touchdowns on 266 carries and added 55 catches for 346 yards and 5 more scores, 1,321 yards from scrimmage and 10 total touchdowns, a Raiders rookie record. But here's the kicker, the run game produced minus 95 expected points added, 3rd percentile in the league, and minus 0.26 expected points per carry. Jeanty was hit within a yard of the line of scrimmage on more than half his attempts, 3rd highest among qualifying backs. With rush yards over expected of minus 85.7, the blocking gave him less than an average runner would have gotten on those same carries. When he did break free, like the 64-yard touchdown against the Bears in Week 4, you saw the player the front office drafted. The rest of the time, a steady low hum at 77.8 rushing yards a game, never catching fire for a stretch. Next up, the pass defense, and this side of the ball actually held the floor up. Las Vegas allowed 214 passing yards a game and 23 touchdowns through the air, with a passing expected points added allowed of plus 43. And remember, on defense, you want that number negative, so plus 43 is below average, 38th percentile. The takeaway profile told a more interesting story. Only 16 takeaways, 0.9 a game, but several were season defining, none bigger than Max Crosby's Week 11 strip sack of Dak Prescott deep in Dallas territory, a fumble recovery worth nearly 6 expected points. The bigger problem was third down, where Las Vegas allowed conversions at 47%, 9th percentile awful, with pressure rate at just 23% on an average of 2 pass rushers sent. Translation, when they didn't get a takeaway, they got picked apart steadily. Crosby, who climbed to 3rd on the franchise's all-time sacks list, was the anchor of the front and the one unquestioned smash on the roster. In the run defense, quietly the best unit on the team, steady floor from start to finish. The Raiders allowed 118 rushing yards a game, but did it at just 4.1 yards a carry, with a total rushing expected points added allowed of minus 17.7. And on defense, that negative number is what you want. that slotted them in the 69th percentile against the run, comfortably above average, and the only unit grade on the roster that cracked the top half of the league. The variance was tight too. They never got truly gashed on the ground in any single game, even in the blowouts. With 22 rushing touchdowns allowed, the red area run defense slipped, but on a down-to-down basis, this was the one part of the operation that held its shape from week 1 in New England all the way to week 18 against the Chiefs. Muffed! Season MVP is Ashton Jeanty, and it's not particularly close. 1,321 scrimmage yards and 10 total touchdowns as a rookie, behind a line that put him in contact at the line of scrimmage on more than half his carries. The biggest thing to fix, pass protection and turnovers, 64 sacks allowed and 22 giveaways from the offense, against just 16 takeaways on defense, is a math problem no scheme can solve. That's the Raiders' 2025 season. 2 things before you go. 1, if you want this every week when the season kicks off, subscribe to the Raiders feed wherever you're listening. 2, if you want the same treatment for your fantasy roster, head to muff.ai and we'll build you a custom weekly show. That's the wrap.